Hey everyone! It seems some people didn't like my last video about Disney, and that's fair. First off, you will never see me removing or hiding negative comments about my content, because I believe in open discussion. I don't usually label negative comments as hate, so as long as you don't offend my friends and family, you can call me an idiot, and I'll ask you, why do you think that? Unlike Disney, I can accept criticism, and I try to learn from it. The video was about racism by some people associated with or employed by Disney towards white people. And I got quite a bit of feedback, especially regarding a clip I used of Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who Disney hired to direct the new Star Wars movie about Rey. You know, the character nobody really cares about. In this clip, Sharmeen said she enjoys making men uncomfortable.
It is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection.
At face value, it doesn't sound particularly good. So it's important to clarify the context of Sharmeen's original statement. She was referring to her documentary work in Pakistan, where she confronts men responsible for heinous acts like pouring acid on girls who rejected them or killing daughters to protect family honor. As a penance for ignoring the context in my last video, I decided to watch both of her Oscar-winning documentaries. And let me tell you, if you think you have it bad in life, just watch one of them, it will put your life into perspective. These are important pieces of work that Sharmeen deserves a lot of credit for. Now I have to admit, I didn't make it clear that this interview happened years ago and she wasn't talking about Star Wars. However, the timing of the resurfaced clip naturally led some people, like me, to draw some connections. And I think it goes without saying that if a male director proudly announced that he enjoys making women uncomfortable, you can bet his career would be over quicker than you can say,
I got a bad feeling about this.
Another point is that while this clip was not about Star Wars or anything in the Western Hemisphere for that matter, there are more recent examples of Sharmeen promising to include her activism into everything she creates. For example, in the same interview where she admits she has no formal education in filmmaking and calls herself an accidental filmmaker, she says this.
My body of work over the last 20 years has been guided by my activism, and every single piece of work that I've ever created has a piece of activism in it. It could be very overt or it could be covert, but it is there.
So what kind of activism does she want to include in her next Star Wars film? Because if her career is based on making documentaries about situation in Pakistan, it's fair for fans to ask, what the f does it have to do with Star Wars? We can look for some clues in her interview with CNN.
And we're in 2024 now, and I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh boy. She says it's about time to have a woman shape a story in a galaxy far, far away. I'm sorry, what do you mean? For the last 12 years, a woman was in charge of everything Star Wars. The protagonist of the main trilogy was a female character, even though she lacked any. Out of all Disney-produced Star Wars movies, another one with a female protagonist received the best reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And some episodes of the Star Wars shows were directed by women, including my favorite, Episode 4 of The Mandalorian. Even before Disney bought Star Wars, women were deeply involved in the process of shaping the franchise. Marcia Lucas was instrumental in the editing of the original Star Wars trilogy, and Leigh Brackett wrote the initial draft of the screenplay for The Empire Strikes Back, arguably the best episode ever. So I think women are already shaping Star Wars, and they have since 1977, which brings me to my last point, which is about this photo. If you've watched other videos on this topic, you've probably seen it. YouTubers and media use it to suggest that Kathleen Kennedy is too obsessed with the female part of the fanbase. But I'm actually going to defend Kathleen Kennedy on this one. In my research, I tried to find proof that Kathleen Kennedy made this the new slogan for Star Wars, but she didn't. Apparently it's just a t-shirt from Nike, and they didn't even mean the Force from Star Wars, but the Nike Air Force collection. Now, should the CEO of Lucasfilm wear a t-shirt like that? I don't think so. I think it was a mistake, but also let's not turn it into a bigger deal than it actually is. At the same time, and let me use language that Kathleen will understand, let's not assume the Force is gender. It's supposed to be in every one of us, and everybody deserves to find it on their own. Now, Star Wars has a problem with female characters recently, and fans seem to hate most of them, but there is a solution to this problem, and if you want to hear it, watch this video next. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.